The new Barbecue Lab HQ still looks like a wedding venue, but that changes today. We're going from tulle, twinkle lights, and crystal chandeliers to a warm, masculine lodge style space with the help of Lowe's. And by the end of this video, you're going to see how changing your lighting can completely transform not just the look, but the feel of a room. I'm David Gafford, and this is the Barbecue Lab. Melissa and I believe the backyard is a sacred space where memories are made, stories are shared, and people come together around food and fire. We're here to help you create those moments by testing the best gear, sharing proven recipes, and showing you how to own your backyard. Today's video is sponsored by Lowe's, who's helping us source all of the lighting you're about to see in this transformation. We'll be upgrading 3 chandeliers and 20 wall sconces, all DIY, with the help of family and friends. We're starting with 3 crystal chandeliers as the main focus of our space. They're a far cry from the feel of a barbecue lodge, so they've got to go. There are 4 long runs of tulle that cross the barn as well, and while they probably worked for a wedding venue, they're full of years worth of dead insects and don't fit the vibe we want to create, so they need to go as well. The twinkle fairy lights, some work and some don't, so it's time for those to come down, and maybe we'll add something back in for Christmas next year, but for now, they're gone too. We love the illumination that the globe lights bring to the space, and we'd like to keep those, if possible, in our new design. Before we ever grabbed a ladder or a screwdriver, we had to get clear on the vision for this space. We wanted to move away from the soft, elegant wedding vibe and create something more warm, rustic, and masculine, almost lodge-inspired. So we started where most projects begin, with a trip to Lowe's to see what was available in store. Walking the lighting aisle somewhat helped us lock down the style that we were drawn to, but once we jumped online, that's where the options opened up in a big way. As soon as we discovered that Lowe's carries antler chandeliers, we knew that was the statement piece this room needed. The hardest part was deciding how big to go. We didn't want something too small that would feel underwhelming in this big room, so we eventually landed on this big 16 light design. Once we had our centerpiece chosen, the rest came together pretty naturally. We found these wagon wheel style chandeliers for the outer fixtures because they matched the rustic vibe and had a bulb style we really loved. Then we tracked down sconces that tied everything together without competing with the chandeliers. So we placed our order, and then came the toughest part of the whole project, waiting 6 weeks for the antler chandelier to be custom made and arrive on site. But once it showed up, it was game on. Changing the sconces was pretty simple. We just had to kill the power, take down the old fixture, disconnect the wires, reconnect them on the new fixture, screw it into the wall, add in the new bulb, and then we were done with the first sconce. Only 19 more to go. Fortunately, our daughter Addie had the day off from school, so many hands made lighter work. Within a couple of hours, we had successfully replaced all 20 wall sconces. After that, we cut and pulled all the tulle down, and we were already enjoying the transformation. Once the 2 side chandeliers arrived, we got them assembled and screwed in the light bulbs. Next, we wired each to a plug to test them before they were hung 19 feet in the air. We had the whole family on site for the unboxing of the big dude, and to say that this antler chandelier was massive would be a complete understatement. The kids found the giant box to be much more entertaining than the light inside, so while they played with the box, we got back to work. We're putting these in our HQ, which is a barn structure, so we're calling in the scissor lift to pull this project off. Taking down the old chandelier was relatively simple, but the lift made it much easier than it could have been. We made a plywood table of sorts to fit over the lift rails, raised the lift directly under the chandelier, and let it rest on our table while we unhooked it. Prior to install, we checked local code and learned that only chandeliers under 50 pounds can be hung from an octagonal box, so this replacement would need to have an anchor hook installed for all three fixtures. Once the old chandelier was down, we turned the box into an outlet, and it's time to lift the new fixture to complete this install. This antler chandelier weighs over 80 pounds, so to get it up to the lift, we rigged a rope over the hook and hoisted it into the air where the scissor lift could rise to meet it. Our resident electrical engineer, my dad, crafted a tool to help us since the chandelier stands over 5 feet tall on top of the rails of the scissor lift, and the operator can't reach the ceiling without violating all kinds of safety standards. He designed this tool to lift the chain over the hook and plug the power cable into the outlet at distance without needing to pull the delicate chandelier over with a rope and risk breaking something. We lightly taped the plug to the tool, and after it was plugged in, a little yank and installation was done. If you're getting value out of this video and like seeing projects like this, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We have more projects coming your way in the new year, and we'd love to have you join us. The side chandeliers that flanked the antler chandelier came down easily with the lift, and the wagon wheel style replacements went up in the same way as the centerpiece. A few pokes and flicks with our DIY multi-tool, and the chandeliers were hung and ready for action. We knew we wanted to keep the existing globe lights, but they needed to be rehung and spaced out evenly, which meant that all 4 strands had to be moved. New hardware was installed, tension cables stretched, and just a few hours later, our transition was complete and ready for a music montage. We know that this changed the look of the space, but it truly changed the feel of the space as well. You can find links to all of the fixtures, bulbs, hardware, and tools we used on this project down in the description and over at Lowe's.com. We completed this entire project with gear from Lowe's, and we want to say thank you to the team over there for making this project possible. I'm David from the BBQ Lab. Behind the camera is Melissa, and we want to say thank you for joining us. Smash like if you got value, and we can't wait to see you on the next one.